Hello, welcome back to BSLIVE. In this episode, I want to just talk about the creation and process of this Kiwi character. This character was actually based on a character from Japanese Zespri. So Zespri is a one brand of Kiwi, and it's actually really popular in Australia and New Zealand as well. And I didn't know that the Japanese version actually have characters made of it. There's a kiwi gold and the kiwi green, and I really like these characters. You can see all the comics, and actually they made it into like a mascot, and I believe it's kind of slightly a twist of a Doraemon character, if you know. So I thought, okay, maybe I can make something similar in Blender for AR. I haven't. Okay, the one I did was actually like really like a quickie. It's a kind of like a semi-procedural. This is a bake version actually, so it made of a couple of parts. It's made of this, and then the middle part I should have just boolean it, but I don't. But I really found this to be really quite interesting study. I always big fan of like Aardman characters, and they have stickers made of their character, and this is actually something that you can make yourself. It's really simple. They might have copyright on it, but it's still like it's really simple, and you can just remake it, and that's why it's really interesting and popular. So I did make it into AR. It's actually simple process, but the material can be better. The shape definitely can be better. Really, I look at like Muppets, things like that. This is Doraemon, Aardman characters, Elmo. Actually, look at this, just eyeballs and nose. Maybe they copyright this, but it's so easy to make that you can really make your own kind of puppets, like sock puppet or whatever. And you can make it, of course, in Blender. And I want to show you the version where I still have the procedural parts. Okay, this okay, I made a mistake here. I mean, it's not a mistake because this is still procedural, and I'm using Sverchok nodes to make these parts. The rest of them is actually skin modifier. I can go to edit mode, and if I turn on this part, so this arms really is all editable. Huh, I couldn't select it just now. Oh, okay. I need to be in vertex mode. Be careful with that. I got that issue before. So yeah, this is I'm mirroring it, and then I'm using the skin modifier, so I can still make changes for this super simple basic arm. If you fear of character design in 3D, don't fear of it, because you can do it in Blender and make it really simple. Like the eyeballs, nose, and this eyebrow, everything is really simple. You can easily make this, so that's nothing to worry about. The leg also, it's just a skin modifier. I can definitely improve this. This is like I said, it's quick job, and yeah, you can squeeze this part and get a better result. But you can always go sculpt it, and then this part, yeah, I should have boolean it, but I'm semi-procedurally making this part of the kiwi. It was actually I start with something crazy like super ellipsoid, but I'm using this bisect operations. So there's two bisect nodes, and then you can guess what it is. So the super ellipsoid generates this kiwi shape, and I just cut it into half using this bisect operation. So there is the inner and the outer part, actually the top and the bottom part. And what else I have here? So I have two parts of the kiwi, right? Oh, what is this for? Okay, this is, I think this part is for the rotation. I try to rotate it from the back axis. I mean, there are two ways you can approach this. Like, if you have a character like a puppet, you can kind of rotate it from an axis. This is pretty wrong. Oh, interesting. This is probably better, but with this version, so you can have the characters kind of talking this way. It's this kind of puppet usually just open and close their mouth. I can give a demonstration where I'm using like real-time setup for sock puppet. That's coming soon because I'm trying to make one with just grease pencil as well. So I think this is really quite fun. You can really make all kind of different characters. You probably know character from Pixar, was based on the toy Mr.Potato had. Yep, this character also, it's quite interesting. You made based on separate parts. You can combine it and you can make a character. It's fun these days, especially with things like Animoji, Memoji, things like that. It's fun. That's what makes it. Okay, let's look at the kiwi a little bit more. So I keep saying procedural without really showing it to you. So super ellipsoid is maybe a weird node to use, but it's actually quite interesting because you can make all kind of shapes, even though it's really not for mouth. It's you can get a lot of interesting shape. But you know, I'm using it because it shapes like a kiwi. But so that's basically that part. Rounded cube. Okay, that's totally a wrong nodes to use, but you can split in half. Sphere split in half, you get something like egg or kiwi. That's really obvious. And the next thing I have was actually more interesting. This is the setup that I did in my previous live noding. Remember when I have this like a star shape thing going on? Yeah, this is what I use. So you can have this kiwi seed very easily. Polygon boom and all this like super complex stuff you don't need to worry about. All you need to worry is the final result of the shape. This is why I made this setup the other day. And I'm just use solidify, subdivide. So I have something that's like looks like a seed, sunflower seed, kiwi seed, flower petals, maybe. Yeah, but all those. So the whole thing is really like a semi-procedural. You can make everything procedural, but I don't need to. One thing that's procedural and cool in Blender is the modifier. So these arm and legs, really something that you can create very easily. So you can make simple 3D puppet characters this way. It doesn't need to be realistic or like, you can take it to the pro level, so it's become like a character. Like this, look at these characters. I think it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I don't have like a real costume to make this, but you can make it like an AR character. So make it into a toy and you get something. Look, simple drawing, everything works. And you can make a comics as well. Look at, you can make like music video as well. So it's brilliant example of a character design. So yeah, hopefully you find this interesting. Let me know what you think. Tell me what you can create using Blender, what kind of characters you can create, and post it in the comment below and I will take a look at it. Yeah, thanks again for tuning in and I'll see you next time. Bye.